I wanted wealth and prestige. I went to consult a Muslim charlatan, who invoked the jinns. When the jinns manifested, these demons look like human, but they were little, the size of matches. They brought me money, and asked me for human blood. I told them I will not kill a human being for money. They said people die every day in the world, and there are many people in the world. I said no way, I will not kill, but I am willing to sacrifice my back. Since I was insisting, they agree. They gave me a sheet of paper and said, before you read, sign first. Since I was bewitched, I signed before reading the terms of this pact, but I did not read the content in the sheet of paper. Then they asked the master to help me read. He started to read the condition. They asked me to bring them hair of a dead man, nails of a dead man, and my sperm, and a perfume that I never heard about. They said I have to bring all these things in 48 hours, otherwise I will die or turn crazy. I agreed to these conditions and went out of that place restless. I had 48 hours, yet I had only $15. It was not enough. I was in trouble and was losing my mind. I called a man in Europe and lied to him that we lost a boy in the family. The man liked the boy so much, I even cried on the phone to show him that my words were true. All this because I was desperate. I explained to him that there is no money. As a result, he sent $350. I took that money and began to seek the perfume. But there was no shop in the city that knew this perfume. I went to the mosque, but they did not know that perfume. I went to the mortuary and I paid someone to obtain the water, the nail and the hair of a dead person. He asked me in order to inquire why I needed these things. I tried to lie to him, but in the end I told him the truth. He told me you are already in the dark process, and he encouraged me to be strong, but he asked $500 to get these things. Since I could not accept the cost, he said go buy razor and I will let you get these things from these corpses by yourself. I bought the razor, but when I entered the mortuary I could not take it. I was the first time for me to see these corpses. It was terrifying. Naked bodies were arranged there. This body is just an envelope, vanity upon vanity. I told the man it's too much for me. I left, and as time was running out, I went to see the master again. I told him I could not gather THNGS requested by jinns. Quickly he called his friend, and we gave him the money, and in a short time he managed to get the nails, hair of the corpses, including the water with which they washed them. I was happy. What was left was my sperm. I went to see a porn movie in the cinema in order to be excited and recoup my sperm, but it was not coming out. I visited my girlfriend to have sex with her, but when I reached her place I was told that she was sick in the hospital. I was demoralized and overwhelmed. I entered in a bathroom and started to masturbate, but I was unable to ejaculate. Then the medium was panicking that something fatal may befall me, because a relative of mine knew that I was visiting him and that he would be held responsible to whatever happened to me. Since I was in covenant with jinns and whatever happened to me he will have to bear the responsibility. I thought about visiting prostitute, but time was short, and I may become mad in the street. It's better to be around the master so that in case something happened to me he may do something. When we reached midnight, the master got angry and said, Jeremy, we are in trouble, you have messed up. When we had entered the lodge, this time the jinns came in great numbers. In the first instance they were 6, but this time they were 12. One of them, a female demon, said to me, Jeremy, you have failed to keep the covenant. You must choose between death or madness. Immediately I started to cry and I pee in my clothes. Brethren, if I am alive today it's because the Lord knew that I will be his servant in the womb of my mother, otherwise I would have been dead. It's the grace of God. I had complied to all the condition of these demons, but I failed in one. Still there is no mercy in the world of Satan. Then suddenly the medium who was worried intervened in my favor. He began to debate with these jinns. He told me to leave and wait outside. After the debate with the jinns where he was, he came and told me, you see the hair of the dead you are carrying. When a man that has 4 eyes look at you, he will see you carrying a dead man who is 12 years old. You are going home with these hair, but it must not stay in your house and raindrop must not touch it. While we were there I saw that the sky was foggy as it was about to rain. He said, tomorrow I will send you a letter and in the morning you will receive 2 letters in the toilet. You must be the first person to go to the toilet in the morning. When you get the 2 letter you will drop 1 letter in the river that is the dwelling place of water spirit, otherwise it will not reach the destination I want. The 2nd letter will drop it in the toilet cistern. I rushed to close the toilet with the padlock in the night. I did not sleep that night, fearing the jinns will manifest and neutralize me. In the morning I was the first one to enter the toilet and receive the 2 letter. When I wanted to get the hair of the dead I left behind the house, the Lord intervened. The Muslim master failed to tell me that I should have done a magic prayer before touching it in the morning. I was about to grab the hair of the late boy. I felt someone holding my hand and telling me, "Jeremy, don't touch," and the invisible character stopped my hand from touching these hair of the dead. In reality, had I touched these hair I would have become crazy on the spot, but the Lord in His mercy has stopped that. I told myself, what is this force that had prevented me from touching these hair? I became suspicious and said, I would not touch it. Immediately I went to see the master. When it was 12, the jinns appeared and they were shouting to the master. They said Jeremy must become crazy or die. He agreed that if he failed he will die. They were debating and the master was defending me. He told them, I brought you many customers. This is my younger brother. I am asking you to find another way. The jinns finally accepted and said you must pay a forfeit fee. We agreed to do it and they disappeared. I was relieved. I was so tense that I spent 2 days without eating because I was contemplating death. I thought the fee was money, but that was not the case. The following day we went to the market and bought traditional stuff, and we went to the river bank, and the ritual began as my master was singing incantation song, and I was repeating. Suddenly a boat emerged from the underwater to the surface. An unseen spirit was riding the boat but could not be seen with physical eyes. The master said, Jeremy, this wicked spirit must collect the stuff we are dropping in the water, otherwise you will die. We continued to do incantation until we saw the goods we had thrown in the water entering the boat. I was relieved, but the master said, Jeremy, unless this boat enter beneath the water with our offering it is not accepted. The boat must not continue the journey above the water. It must descend beneath the water where it came from. Finally I saw the master clapping as the boat went down under. Then I heard the master, who was a Muslim, saying to me, Jeremy, go find men of God, so that they can pray for your liberation. It was the first time for me to hear a Muslim charlatan advising someone to go to church to seek deliverance. I was so grateful for his intervention and I gave him my phone as gift. When I went home I still felt that I was in danger and I could not sleep. I gathered my family and one of my relatives that was a pastor, and I confess everything. They were shaken and in terror to hear my story. They asked me what caused you to go to that length. I said I was tempted by the things and wealth of this world. I also wanted to be somebody and impress other. I was taken to a church for a series of liberation prayer. Parents did not want their children to come close to me. I spent a lot of time in the church. I was monitored for 6 months to see whether there will be counterattack by the jinns. I thought it was over. But after 6 months I got the visit of the Muslim master. He was actually pressured by the jinns about me. He told me, brother, you are still poor. You need to have money in this life. I won't give you many condition. I have a ring of wealth that I want to give tonight. Just find me a mirror, rose flower and picture of Mary, the mother of Christ, where she is not carrying the baby Jesus. I said, you are talking about the mother of Jesus. You are a Muslim. Why are you looking for the photo of the mother of Christ? He told me, she is not the mother of Christ. She is a siren. All these women that you call the mother of Christ are not Mary. They are all mermaid and siren. Take 10 photo of Mary, the so-called mother of Christ. You will notice that they do not have the same face because they are siren. First I went to check in my sister's room because she was a Catholic, but I found only the picture where the so-called mother of Christ was carrying the baby. Then I went to the parish where they sell Catholic books. I bought the photo of Mary where she is not carrying the child. I got the mirror and the flower and I got home before heading to the Muslim master. At home I found a brother who came to see me. Actually the Lord told him, tell Jeremy not to visit the place of that charlatan, otherwise he will become crazy. In the first instance the Lord Jesus Christ intervene and save him. But this time around if he go to that evil place he will become crazy. I said, this brother don't know what I am planning to do. How come he is talking like this? I must be very careful. I prefer to die poor. Things are serious, I won't to go." Then the Muslim charlatan came to seek me. I told him, "If you come again I will tell my family and you will be arrested." In truth, this man wanted to cause me to fall in a trap so that the jinns that were seeking my soul can conquer me, because they were pressuring him.